Today, we honor the legacy of a baseball legend, Rickey Henderson. Known as the Man of Steel and widely regarded as the greatest leadoff hitter in the history of Major League Baseball, Rickey's career was nothing short of extraordinary. Let's take a moment to reflect on his remarkable journey, his impact on the sport, and the legacy he leaves behind. Born on December 25, 1958 in Chicago, Illinois, Rickey Nelson Henley Henderson grew up in Oakland, California. Even as a young boy, Rickey's athleticism was evident. He excelled in baseball, basketball, and football during his high school years, but it was his speed and agility on the diamond that set him apart. Drafted by the Oakland Athletics in 1976, Rickey began his professional journey in the minor leagues before making his MLB debut on June 24, 1979. Rickey's career spanned an incredible 25 seasons, during which he played for 9 different teams. Here are some of his most iconic achievements. Stolen Base King. Rickey Henderson holds the all-time records for stolen bases in both a single season, 130 in 1982, and a career 1,406. His unparalleled ability to read pitchers and create scoring opportunities redefined the leadoff position. Runs scored leader. Henderson's 2,295 career runs scored remain the highest in MLB history, a testament to his knack for getting on base and his exceptional speed. 3,000 Hit Club. In 2001, Rickey joined the exclusive 3,000 Hit Club, solidifying his place among baseball's elite. MVP and championships. In 1990, he was named the American League MVP while playing for the Oakland Athletics. He also won 2 World Series titles, one with the Athletics in 1989 and another with the Toronto Blue Jays in 1993. Hall of Fame induction. In 2009, Rickey was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in his first year of eligibility, receiving 94.8% of the vote. Rickey Henderson wasn't just a player, he was a cultural phenomenon. His confidence, flamboyant personality, and unmatched skill set made him a fan favorite and a nightmare for opposing teams. His iconic self-referential quotes, such as "Rickey being Rickey," showcased his larger-than-life persona. Yet, beneath the bravado was a player with an unparalleled work ethic and a deep love for the game. Henderson revolutionized the leadoff position, proving that a leadoff hitter could be both a table setter and a game changer. His ability to disrupt pitchers and defenses transformed how teams approached the game. Players like Ichiro Suzuki and Billy Hamilton have often cited Rickey as a major influence on their careers. Born on December 25, 1958 in Chicago, Illinois, Rickey Nelson Henley Henderson grew up in Oakland, California, where he quickly developed his athletic prowess. He excelled in multiple sports, but it was baseball where he truly shined. Signed by the Oakland Athletics in 1976, Henderson made his major league debut in 1979, immediately showcasing his extraordinary speed and instincts on the base paths. By 1980, he had already set the tone for what would become one of the most remarkable careers in baseball history by stealing 100 bases in a single season. What separated Henderson from other players wasn't just his speed, but his ability to read pitchers and anticipate plays. He wasn't just running bases, he was outsmarting opponents, forcing errors, and creating opportunities. This skill led to an unprecedented 1,406 career stolen bases, a record that still stands today and may never be broken. In fact, his single-season record of 130 stolen bases in 1982 is another milestone that seems untouchable in today's era of analytics-driven baseball. But Henderson's contributions weren't limited to his speed. He was also a formidable hitter, amassing 3,055 hits and a career 401 on-base percentage. As a leadoff hitter, he redefined the role by blending speed and power. With 297 home runs, Henderson proved that leadoff hitters could do more than just get on base. They could be a legitimate power threat. His ability to combine these elements made him a unique force in the game and cemented his legacy as one of the greatest players in baseball history. Perhaps one of the most memorable moments of Rickey Henderson's illustrious baseball career came on May 1, 1991. It was a day etched in the annals of sports history, not just for its statistical significance, but for the sheer charisma and confidence Henderson brought to the occasion. On that day, in front of a roaring crowd at Oakland Alameda County Coliseum, Henderson broke Lou Brock's all-time stolen base record, a milestone many thought would stand for decades. Henderson's 939th stolen base was more than just a number. It was a testament to a career defined by speed, strategy, and a competitive spirit that elevated him above his peers. The anticipation leading up to this historic moment had been building for weeks. Fans, teammates, and even opponents understood the gravity of what Henderson was about to accomplish. Lou Brock himself, the man whose record Henderson was chasing, was present at the game to witness the event. It was a symbolic passing of the torch between two legends who had redefined the art of base stealing. Brock, ever the gentleman, had expressed nothing but admiration for Henderson, calling him a once-in-a-lifetime talent. Henderson, for his part, had long regarded Brock as a hero and a benchmark for greatness. But as much as he respected Brock, Henderson was driven by an insatiable desire to carve out his own legacy, to be recognized as the best to ever play the game. The pivotal moment arrived in the fourth inning. Henderson, as he had done so many times before, reached first base with a sharp single. The crowd, already electric, grew louder as they sensed history in the making. Henderson's opponents knew what was coming, but as countless pitchers and catchers had learned over the years, knowing and stopping Rickey Henderson were two entirely different things. With a quick glance at the pitcher, Henderson took off. His explosive first step and uncanny ability to read pitchers gave him a significant advantage. By the time the catcher released the ball, it was already too late. Henderson slid into second base safely, his signature headfirst dive punctuating the achievement. The stadium erupted in cheers as the scoreboard flashed the milestone: 939 stolen bases, a new all-time record. As Henderson dusted himself off and stood on second base, the moment took on an almost theatrical quality. The game paused, and the spotlight shifted entirely to him. Henderson removed the base from the infield and held it aloft, a triumphant gesture that perfectly captured his larger-than-life persona. Then came the words that would become as iconic as the record itself. Lou Brock was the symbol of great base stealing. But today, I am the greatest of all time. The declaration was quintessential Rickey, confident, bold, and undeniably true. To some, the statement might have seemed brash, even arrogant. But for those who knew Henderson's career and personality, it was a moment of pure authenticity. Rickey Henderson had always played the game with a swagger that matched his unparalleled talent. He was unapologetically himself, a player who thrived on the grand stage and never shied away from the spotlight. In many ways, that moment encapsulated what made Henderson such a unique figure in baseball. He was not just an extraordinary athlete, but a showman, someone who understood the importance of theater in sports. Henderson's confidence was not just an act, it was a fundamental part of what made him successful. To break a record as monumental as Brock's required not just physical skill, but also mental fortitude. Henderson's self-belief was unshakable, and it propelled him to heights few could imagine. Lou Brock, ever gracious, congratulated Henderson on his achievement. "Rickey is the greatest base stealer of all time," Brock said, acknowledging the younger player's extraordinary talent. It was a moment of mutual respect between two icons of the game, a rare and poignant intersection of baseball's past and present. Henderson's record-breaking steal was not just a personal milestone, it was a culmination of years of dedication and hard work. Born on Christmas Day in 1958 in Chicago, Illinois, and raised in Oakland, California, Henderson had honed his skills on the sandlots of his neighborhood. From a young age, it was clear he possessed a rare combination of speed, agility, and baseball IQ. Henderson's journey to the major leagues was not without its challenges, but his determination and natural talent ensured he rose through the ranks to become one of the most dynamic players in the sport. By the time he broke Brock's record, Henderson had already established himself as a force to be reckoned with. He was a 10-time All-Star, a 2-time World Series champion, and the 1990 American League MVP. His ability to change the course of a game with his speed was unmatched, and his aggressive base-running style struck fear into the hearts of pitchers and catchers across the league. Henderson didn't just steal bases. He stole them in moments that mattered, often shifting the momentum of a game in his team's favor. Even beyond his physical abilities, Henderson's understanding of the game set him apart. He was a student of base running, meticulously studying pitchers' tendencies and timing his jumps to perfection. His preparation and instincts allowed him to excel in situations where others might hesitate. It was this combination of athleticism and intelligence that made him so effective, and ultimately, the greatest base stealer in baseball history. In the years that followed his record-breaking steal, Henderson continued to add to his legacy. By the time he retired in 2003, he had amassed 1,406 stolen bases, a record that remains unchallenged to this day. But his impact on the game extended far beyond the numbers. Henderson's style of play revolutionized how base stealing was perceived, emphasizing its strategic importance and inspiring a new generation of players to value speed and aggression on the base paths. Reflecting on his career, Henderson once said, "I wanted to make people stop and watch me, to make them appreciate the art of base stealing." There's no doubt he achieved that goal. Henderson's electrifying performances and unshakable confidence left an indelible mark on the sport, ensuring his place as one of baseball's all-time greats. May 1, 1991 will always be remembered as the day Rickey Henderson claimed his rightful place at the pinnacle of base stealing. It was a moment of triumph, not just for Henderson, but for the game of baseball itself. In breaking Lou Brock's record and declaring himself the greatest of all time, Henderson didn't just rewrite the record books. He cemented his legacy as a player who transcended the sport, captivating fans with his talent, charisma, and unrelenting drive to be the best. Henderson's career spanned 4 decades, a testament to his longevity and adaptability. He played for 9 teams, including multiple stints with the Oakland Athletics, where he became a beloved icon. His time with the Athletics included 2 World Series championships, one in 1989 and another with the Toronto Blue Jays in 1993. In postseason play, Henderson elevated his game, delivering clutch performances that underscored his value as a player who thrived under pressure. Off the field, Henderson's personality was equally captivating. His third-person references to himself, his colorful interviews, and his unabashed self-confidence make him a media favorite. Yet, those who played alongside him often spoke of his dedication and his ability to lighten the mood in the clubhouse. Despite his larger-than-life persona, Henderson was a team player who valued camaraderie and the shared goal of winning. Henderson's influence extended beyond his immediate era. Players like Ichiro Suzuki, known for his precision hitting and base-stealing prowess, and Billy Hamilton, a modern-day speedster, have openly credited Henderson for inspiring their approach to the game. "Watching Rickey made me believe I could change the game with my speed," Hamilton once said, encapsulating the impact Henderson had on future generations. In addition to his individual accolades, Henderson's ability to change the dynamics of a game earned him recognition as one of the most valuable players in baseball history. He was a 10-time All-Star, a Gold Glove Award winner, and a 3-time Silver Slugger Award recipient. In 1990, he was named the American League MVP, a year in which he led the league in runs, stolen bases, and on-base percentage while hitting a career-high 28 home runs. Henderson's legacy was solidified in 2009 when he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame on his first ballot. In his induction speech, Henderson's humility and gratitude shone through. "I'd like to thank my mom," he said, "for her love and guidance and for making me the man I am today." It was a reminder that beneath the swagger and confidence was a man deeply appreciative of those who had supported him throughout his journey. Even after retiring, Henderson remained involved in baseball, serving as a mentor and coach for younger players. His passion for the game never waned, and he continued to share his knowledge and experience with the next generation of athletes. Henderson's impact on the game is immeasurable, not just in terms of records, but in the way he inspired others to play with confidence and joy. Today, Rickey Henderson is celebrated not only for his incredible achievements on the field, but also for his charisma and the indelible mark he left on the sport. His records, his personality, and his influence on the game's evolution ensure that he will be remembered as one of the greatest and most unique players in the history of baseball. As fans look back on his career, they are reminded of an era when one man could electrify a stadium, disrupt an entire defense, and declare himself the greatest, and back it up with every play. Rickey married his high school sweetheart, Pamela, in 1983. The couple has 3 daughters. Despite his fame and accomplishments, Rickey remained grounded, often crediting his success to his family's unwavering support. Rickey Henderson's name is synonymous with greatness. His records, his style, and his impact on the game will forever be etched in baseball history. As we remember Rickey, we celebrate not only his incredible achievements but also the joy and excitement he brought to millions of fans around the world. He wasn't just the man of steel. He was a man who stole our hearts. Thank you, Rickey Henderson, for the memories, the inspiration, and the legacy that will endure for generations to come.